Nama O Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today the theme of discussion is what is moksha? Moksha is a very common word we keep hearing every now and then. So what is this moksha? We will try to understand through the last line of the seventh stanza of Sri Damodarashtakam. We shall see the seventh stanza now. Kuberatmajau baddha murtyaiva yadva tvayamocitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha namokshe graho me sti damodareha. The translation of this verse is, O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kubera, Manigriva and Nalakuvara, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. So, yesterday we discussed about the importance of prema bhakti, attaining pure love for Krishna. And in this verse, Satyavrata Muni is telling that he does not want any liberation. All that he wants is prema bhakti, pure love for Krishna. So let us see the last line of this stanza. Namokshe graho mesti damodareha. Na mokshe, not for liberation. Grahaha, enthusiasm. Me, my. Asti is Damodara, Lord Damodara. Iha, this. So Satyavrata Muni is saying, I'm not enthusiastic about attaining liberation of any kind, O Lord Damodara. I just want your prema bhakti. So moksha, the word moksha has appeared many times before also in this Damodarashtaka. And in this line also we see the word moksha. The word moksha comes from the root word much dhatu. Much means to become free, to be liberated, to become free from bondage. Okay? So mukti, moksha, all these come from the same root word and it means freedom or liberation. Now, freedom is only sought after by those people who are in bondage. So when we say that goal of human life is to attain moksha, this is what the Vedic scriptures say. The goal of human life is to attain moksha. What does it mean? The Vedic scriptures are telling us that right now we are actually under bondage. We are in bondage, as we have discussed earlier. We are bound by so many things. We are bound by the laws of material nature. We are not free. We are constantly dictated by the laws of this material nature. Our actions, our thoughts, our words, our choices in life, these are all influenced by what is known as the three gunas, sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. as Lord Krishna explains in the 14th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So sometimes we feel that we must take uh, decisions in life based on knowledge. That means we are under the influence of Sattva Guna. Sometimes we feel that we should simply act because of passion, because of deep desire to attain something. Then we are under the influence of Rajoguna. Sometimes we don't feel like doing any action. We feel very lazy, lethargic. That means we are under the influence of Tamoguna. That means one of these three gunas or a combination of these three gunas are constantly curtailing our freedom. They are dictating what we should do, how we should think, and how we should speak. So, therefore, this state is actually a state of bondage. So, therefore, the Vedic scriptures say that we should actually become free from the influence of the three gunas. And that state where we become free from the influence of the three gunas is known as moksha or mukti. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the word mukti has been defined very nicely. It says, mukti hitvanyata rupam swarupena vyavasthitihi. Sorry. Hitva means to give up. Anyatha rupam means any other artificial position. Hitva anyata rupam, giving up artificial designations, and swarupena vyavasthitihi, to come back to our original swarupa. Swarupa means our original position. That is called mukti. And as we have discussed earlier also, our original position is that we are part and parcel of Krishna and we are his eternal servants. Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. Our original position is that we are eternal servants of Krishna. This is revealed in the scriptures and it is also explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and great acharyas. So, this is our original position. So, to return back to this original position, where we are joyfully situated in loving service of Krishna, is called as mukti or moksha. That is the meaning of mukti or moksha. To come back to our original position. So many times people think, oh, Krishna consciousness or Krishna bhakti is something new that I have to learn and I have to understand and I have to practice. No, the Vedic scriptures say originally we are all Krishna conscious. That is the original position, swarupa of the soul. Why? Because the soul is amsha of Krishna. Krishna himself declares in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivamsho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatanaha manashashthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Krishna says, originally all living entities, all souls, all jivas are my amshas. But since they have forgotten me, right now they are struggling very hard in this world with their senses and the mind. So there is a struggle going on, struggle for existence that is going on. But we need not have to go through this struggle for existence because we originally belong to Krishna. So we originally belong to Krishna, therefore, our constitutional position is that we are engaged in loving service to Krishna. That is our original position. And to return to that original position is called as mukti. So, uh, in the Vedic scriptures, there are five different kinds of mukti that are described. So, this is something very interesting that we should all understand. Five different kinds of mukti or liberation is described. What are those? Salokya, Samipya, Sarshti, Sayujya, and Sarupya. Five kinds of mukti. Let us try to understand one by one. Salokya, Sa Lokya, Loka. Loka means planet or place. Salokya means a liberation where a devotee achieves residence in the same place where the Lord is present. That is called Salokya. Suppose the Lord Krishna is performing his leelas in some planet, in some other universe. So the devotee who has attained Salokya Mukti, he can actually participate in the leelas in that particular planet. And he gets to witness the leelas of the Lord. He gets to serve the Lord, and that is called Salokya Mukti. To attain the same planet where the Lord is performing his leelas, that is called Salokya Mukti. Second one is called uh, Sarupya. Rupa means form. To attain the same form as the Lord. This is called Sarupya Mukti. You might have observed in some temples, especially in South India, in Vishnu temples, as we enter the temple near the uh, gateway, you will see two personalities standing on either side, and they will be having four hands, and they will be having Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma in their hands, just like Lord Vishnu. And they are known as Jaya and Vijaya. They are the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, the spiritual world of the Lord. So they have attained the same form as Lord Vishnu, and that is called as Sarupya Mukti. So it is described that in the Vaikuntha Lokas, all the residents have the same bodily features as Lord Vishnu, but they are conscious that they are not the Lord, but they are servants of the Lord. So this is called Sarupya Mukti. The third one is called uh, Samipya. Samipya means to attain close proximity to the Lord, to become an associate of the Lord. For instance, when Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago on this planet, there were his friends, cowherd boys, who were all very intimately related with him, and they had close association with Krishna. They were participating in Krishna's leelas. Closely, they were serving Krishna. This is an example for Samipya Mukti. Samipa means to come closer, to be in close proximity with the Lord. This is called Samipya Mukti. The fourth one is called Sharshti. Sharshti means to attain the same opulence as the Lord. To attain the same opulence. Opulence means Aishwarya. To attain the same fame as the Lord, or to attain the same beauty as the Lord. So, for example, we hear about Prahalada. Prahalada is called Bhaktaraj. And as long as we hear about Lord Narasimha, we also glorify Prahalada. That means Prahalad Maharaj, he has attained the opulence of fame in par with the Lord. This is an example for Sharshti. The Lord is so pleased with his pure devotees that he shares his own opulence with them. This kind of a liberation is called Sharshti. So, we talked about four kinds of liberations so far. The first one is Salokya, to attain the same planet as the Lord. The second one is called Sarupya, to attain the same bodily features as the Lord, but not material. These are all spiritual bodily features, spiritual body. Third one is Samipya, to attain close proximity with the Lord. Fourth one is uh, Sharshti, to attain the same opulence as the Lord. These four kinds of opulence or these four kinds of liberation are desired by the devotees of the Lord. And in these four kinds of liberation, the devotee maintains his individual existence and he continues to render service to the Lord. Now, there is a fifth kind of liberation that is described that is called Sayujya Mukti. Sayujya means to merge into the existence of God. So, there are certain philosophers, they are called Nirvisheshavadis, impersonalists. They think that God has no form and they desire to merge into the existence of God called Brahma Jyoti. So they want to become one with God. They want to become God. So they keep chanting mantras like Soham, for example. Soham. What is the meaning of this? Is the Vedic mantra. Soham means what? Saha Aham. Saha means he, God. Aham, I am God. There is no difference between me and God. This is their kind of conception. Yes, Ritvik rightly mentioned that Soham is actually a mantra chanted during pranayama also for breath control. But the meaning of this mantra is they say, these philosophers say that I and God are one, and I want to become one with God. Right now, actually, they say that actually I am God, but I have forgotten that I am God. And once I cultivate knowledge, I can become free from this illusion and I can realize that I am God. But this is not the actual understanding. What is the real meaning of Soham? Soham means I am Amsha of God. I am one with God in quality, not in quantity. We are all one with Krishna in quality because Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. He has an eternal form full of knowledge and bliss. And the soul also is Satchidananda Vigraha. Our form is also eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. So qualitatively, we are same as Krishna, but quantitatively, there is no match. I am a drop and he is an ocean. That is the difference, right? So we have minute powers because we are also part and parcel of Krishna, but Krishna is supreme. For example, we have minute freedom, but Krishna's freedom is unlimited, like that. We have minute beauty, Krishna's beauty is unlimited. That is why in the Vedic scriptures, two distinct words are used, Atma and Paramatma. I am Atma, whereas Krishna is Paramatma. Param means the greatest. So one cannot become Paramatma. It is not possible. We are we are same as Krishna qualitatively. That is the meaning of the word Soham. Anyway, so those people who have this understanding that I want to become one with God, I want to merge into the existence of God, Krishna fulfills their desires also by absorbing them into what is known as Brahma Jyoti. So Brahma Jyoti is, you can imagine, it is, for example, you have entered a room, the ceiling is white, the floor is white, the walls are all white, and you are also wearing white and white, and you are entering into that room. So what is there? There are some people inside who are all white and white. Since everybody is white and white, there is no distinction who is what. There is no variegatedness. Everything is white. So people have merged into the existence of the room. You cannot distinguish one person from another person. So this is called Sayujya Mukti. There is a huge light, and all the individual souls they go and stay there in that Sayujya, in that Brahma Jyoti. They stay there. But then the soul by nature is full of activity. But in that Brahma Jyoti, there is no variegatedness, there is no variety, there are no activities. There is just the feeling of oneness with God, that feeling of oneness. Now I have become one with God. Shanti. There is that kind of a peace. But the soul hankers for activities. So, what happens because of that? The soul gets bored, kind of. There is no activity there. It's so boring. There is no variety. So the soul who has attained that Sayajya Mukti, no doubt he's feeling some kind of bliss to have become one with God, but he's not fully satisfied because there is no activity. So he tries to further go beyond Brahma Jyoti. Is there something beyond Brahma Jyoti? He tries to see. And yes, beyond Brahma Jyoti, there are Vaikuntha planets where the Lord is present on different planets along with his devotees. But since he is an impersonalist and he has not developed respect for the form of the Lord, he does not get entry into Vaikuntha. So, as a result of that, neither he can go above that nor he can remain there because there is lack of activity. Because of this, the person who has attained Sayujya Mukti again falls down into the material world and engages in various activities. So, therefore, Sayujya Mukti is a temporary situation. It does not fulfill the actual purpose of liberation. So, for all practical purposes, there are only four types of liberation. So, uh, liberation means to become engaged in the service of the Lord. So, now many people ask this question. Okay, we are all chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We are trying to develop bhakti for the Lord. Okay, let us say we attain perfection in bhakti and we attain liberation. After that, what? What next is the question. After liberation, what will happen to us? What will happen to us is the question. So the answer to this question is the Bhagavatam explains, the Acharyas explain that we right now we are practicing bhakti, and this practice is called sadhana bhakti. Sadhana means practice. We are trying to revive our natural love for Krishna by following rules and regulations. Every day chanting a fixed number of times, every day regulatedly hearing about Krishna, serving in the association of devotees. This is all called sadhana bhakti. Now, when we attain perfection in this process and we become free from all kinds of impurities, contaminations, and we develop pure love for Krishna, then we become eligible to enter the spiritual world. Right now, we are in the material world. We become eligible to enter the spiritual world. Spiritual world is called Vaikuntha. Kuntha means anxiety. Vai means devoid of. A place which is free from anxiety, material anxiety. That is called Vaikuntha. So we go back to the spiritual world. And what do we do there? Do we go and merge into God? No. God is present there in his form, in his original form. So we go back to our original home and we resume our original service to God. We resume our original work. What is our original work? That is loving service to God. So, in the material world, in the human form of life, if we are fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee spiritual master, by his mercy and guidance, we start the process of sadhana bhakti, and by his blessings, we can make progress in sadhana bhakti, attain perfection, and go back to the spiritual world, right? So, in other words, now it's very interesting to note this material world can be seen as a place for training all the souls who have forgotten their relationship with Krishna. And Krishna himself comes and speaks the Bhagavad Gita for all such forgotten souls. And not only that, Krishna sends his bona fide representatives from the spiritual world, who are all liberated souls, who are known as acharyas, who teach us by their personal example how to become eligible to go back to the spiritual world. So the material world is only a station. It is not the destination. We have to understand. Destination is Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. Okay. The material world is a preparatory station. That is why Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita again and again, he's saying, don't remain in this material world. Come back to me. Come back to me. So many times Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. Come back to me. Because that is your original home. Like that. So, uh, we talked. So, coming back to our original position, going back to spiritual world, and engaging in our eternal activity. What is that eternal activity? That is called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal, Dharma means occupation. So there are three Sanatanas. Sanatana means eternal. What are three Sanatanas described in the Bhagavad Gita? The soul, we are Sanatana. The Supreme Lord, Krishna is Sanatana. And the Supreme Lord's abode, the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, that is also Sanatana Dharma. So there are three Sanatanas. That process which links up these three Sanatanas is known as Sanatana Dharma. So Sanatana Dharma means it's a training program to connect the Sanatana soul to the Sanatana Lord and take that Sanatana soul back to the Sanatana Dhamma, to the eternal abode. This process is called Sanatana Dharma. So, Sanatana Dharma is not a sectarian process, right? It is the original occupation of the soul. What is our original occupation? To serve Krishna. So, Sanatana Dharma tells us that this material world is not our final destination. We have to go to the spiritual world and engage in loving service to the Lord there. And that brings the real happiness and satisfaction for the soul. That satisfies all the hankerings of the soul. So this is called moksha or mukti. Now, moksha, quickly I'll tell one more point before we close. How do we know whether we are progressing towards moksha or not? Right? That's a very important question. Just like if there is a, uh, we all have experienced this when we are, let's say, when we were in school or college. At the end of the academic year, we were supposed to give an exam. Let's say class 10 board exam. Correct? Now, before we appear for class 10 board exam, our school used to give us so many unit tests, term tests, and pre-preparatory exams, pre-boards. Correct? Why so many exams? So that we know how well we are prepared for that final exam, isn't it? It's not that all of a sudden you write final exam. No, you have to first of all gauge yourself whether I'm now qualified. Am I able to write the board exam and pass it? For that, there are pre-boards, there are many unit tests and so many tests, term exams and all that, isn't it? So in the same way, we can know for ourselves whether we are eligible at the time of death. Am I entering into another cycle of birth, or am I going to reach the spiritual world? That at that critical time of death, that is that in the Bhagavad Gita, that point of death is called a critical time. Prayana Kala, it is called by Lord Krishna. Prayana means journey, the time to go to a new destination, right? Whether you will go to another station or you will go to the final destination. How do you know that? So for that, uh, Krishna says, Anta kale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam. Krishna says, at the time of death, if you can remember me, 100% guaranteed you will come back to me. Therefore, that death is like the final exam, and we have to pass that final exam. For that, we have to remember Krishna while quitting our body. Now, if we don't prepare throughout our life to remember Krishna when we are hale and healthy, when our body and mind are in sound situations, it is not possible to remember Krishna at the time of death. So, therefore, how well I am remembering Krishna in my day to day life while being busy with my day to day activities. How much I have developed affinity to remember Krishna during my lifetime. That is going to be a very strong point to help us remember Krishna at the time of death. Ante Narayana Smritihi. At the time of death, we should remember Narayana, Krishna, and that will ensure that we get out of the cycle of birth and death. But for that, we have to prepare. Just like a student has to prepare throughout the academic year, so that at the final exam, he scores well, he writes well in the exam and scores well. Therefore, right now we are going through the process of sadhana bhakti, and main aspect of sadhana bhakti is Shravanam, Kirtanam. Hearing about Krishna more and more so that we develop affinity to remember Krishna, and the practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. When we practice these two things, by the blessings of the Acharya, this is very important. It's not that on the strength of our own sadhana we can go to the spiritual. Sadhana is just an indication to Guru and Krishna that I am serious to go to the spiritual world. It is only by the mercy of the spiritual master that we can actually attain moksha of going to the spiritual world. That means Guru's role is so important. Right from the beginning, giving us the spiritual knowledge, making us aware who we are, making us aware of the process of bhakti, making us aware of the final purpose of human life, and then finally taking us back to the spiritual world. In all these aspects, it is Guru who is actually going to guide us. And that Guru cannot be an ordinary person, and he must be a pure devotee acharya coming in the parampara system. So Srila Prabhupada said, one last thing I will say and close the session. Srila Prabhupada said, if you follow these two instructions of mine, what are these two? Chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra every day and following the four regulative principles. If you do these two things, Prabhupada said, I will take you back to Godhead. So Prabhupada is still active in this world through his movement, through his instructions, and anybody who follows Prabhupada's instructions, these two important instructions, if we follow, Prabhupada has promised that he will take us back to the spiritual world. He will help us to attain moksha. So that is the whole process of moksha. So now let us chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for 1 minute and pray to Srila Prabhupada, pray to Krishna that we remain fixed up in the process of remembering Krishna throughout our life, so that by his mercy we can remember him while we are quitting our body and we can attain this moksha or this supreme destination. Let us chant the Hare Krishna mantra together for 1 minute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. So please do chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day without missing. Anyone has any questions or any comments? Ritvik, you had some question. If you want to ask now, you can. Yeah, yeah, please, Ritvik, you can unmute yourself and ask your question so that everyone hears the question.
Hello, Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna.
The question that why did Bhagwan, the super soul, divided us into his parts and parcels? Like why did he create the world if it has to be destroyed? And when the whole world is already so much busy with Maya and everything, then why did Bhagwan create the Maya in the first?
Okay. So many questions you have asked in one question. Okay, I'll try to answer. So first point is we are not created. We are always existing. Soul is eternal. So we are all amshas of God. We are all existing eternally like Krishna. Krishna is eternal. We are also eternal. We all belong to Krishna. So that is the first answer. So it's not that we are created at some point of time. It's not that before that we were not existing. Because the soul is eternal. Soul has no birth, no death. That means soul is always existing. We are eternal, like Krishna. That is the first answer. The second one is why this world is created, this material world. So the answer to this question is, uh, you see, there are all the souls. We all originally existed with the Lord in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, and we have a minute free will. Using our free will, we serve Krishna there. So many times when we hear the word we are servant of Krishna, we may get this idea that oh, servant means slave. Oh, means he has no choice, he has no independence, he has no freedom. He has to simply listen to what the master says. Is that the understanding? No. When we say we are servant of God, as I said many times, I keep using the word loving service. Love means love between two individuals always is based on freedom, choice. It is never imposed. When you force somebody to love you, that's not love, that's enforcement, right? We see sometimes in the movies, somebody loves a person and he or she denies. So that person is so frustrated, he takes a gun. At the gunpoint, he tells, tell me I love you, otherwise I'll kill you. Now, that person, to save his life from that terrible situation, he will say, or he or she will say, yes, I love you. But is that real love? That's not real love. It's he or she is threatened to speak like that. So that is not the kind of relationship that exists between the Supreme Master Krishna and all the jivas, all of us. It is based on love, it is based on freedom, free will, choice. This is what we understand from the Vedic scriptures. That means when we were in the spiritual world, some of us, some of the people in the spiritual world, we have used our free will to think why only God should be the enjoyer? Why can't I be the center of enjoyment? So the moment we have got this thought, Krishna respects our thoughts, he respects our choice. So he says, okay, you want to try to enjoy independent of me? Okay, there is another alternate arrangement that I have made. You can go there and try. So that is called the material world. So all of us have landed up here in the material world by our own choice. And Krishna respecting our choice, that uh, when we decided to enjoy independent of him, Krishna respects our choice. Okay, you can try, you can go and try. Because Krishna never forces. No, 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 you should not do, you should not think like this independently. You should be here only and serve me only. No, he doesn't say that. Okay, the moment you've got a desire, okay, you're free. Please go and try. So the material world is a temporary situation that is created. It is one fourth of the entire existence. Three-fourth of the entire existence is the spiritual world. So the material world is created to give an opportunity to all those souls who think that they want to enjoy independent of God. So we all have come here. That's why everybody has this tendency in this world. I want to be the Lord. I want to be the master. The moment we say, no, no, you are a servant of God, oh, it is very difficult to accept. Why? Because we all want to imitate Krishna. That's why we have come to this material world. Now, the next question that you asked, why there is Maya? So, Maya is that energy of God which favors a person's thinking that he wants to enjoy independent of God, right? In our natural position, we can never think, or we can never have the understanding that I can nicely enjoy independent of God. I can remain godless. No, because we had a desire to enjoy independent of God. So we are put under this Maya, because Maya makes you think that yes, now you are enjoying. Yes, you can enjoy independent of God because that was your desire, and Krishna is he is facilitating that desire by putting you under Maya. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Daivi Hyesha Gunamayi Mam. Krishna says, my Maya is very difficult to surmount. But at the same time, Krishna gives the solution also. Mamevaye prapadyante mayamitam tarantite. If you want to get out of the influence of this Maya, then you have to surrender to me. You have to become conscious of me. So by surrendering to Krishna, we can become free from the influence of Maya and go back to the spiritual world. So this is the whole arrangement. Now, I don't know how much your questions were answered. Please let me know, Ritvik, if that answers your question. I'm not able to read the comments on my screen. Please unmute yourself if possible and speak.
Okay, Prabhuji, actually the answers were very beautiful. I understood. So, so the moment you realize that the act of our free will is also under the control of Bhagwan, so is that awakening, enlightenment, or self-realization? What exactly is that?
See, ultimately, yes, everything is under the control of the Lord. But the Lord has given you an opportunity to exercise your free will. So you are responsible for how you use your free will. Therefore, you suffer consequences. Correct. So I can train my free will to choose those things which are favorable for my going back to Krishna, or I can choose those things using my free will which are unfavorable. And based on your choices, there are two different scenarios which will unfold in your life. But Krishna continues to take care of us in both the cases. So, self realization, the word which you used, self realization means to know that I belong to Krishna, and my ultimate self interest is to serve Krishna, to go back, to return to my original position. That is called self realization. So, self realization and God realization, both of them go hand in hand. If you understand yourself, you can also understand Krishna, and vice versa. So, is that what you asked, Ritvik? Self
Yes, Prabhuji,
realization? Yeah. Okay.
like my
Thank
main
you.
point to understand was like, let's say you are acting on a stage and
Mm,
you are performing a drama. You have to follow a fixed script. But at the
mm,
same time, when a person in front of you is messing up or something, end of the day you
mm,
have to improvise.
mm.
So that improvisation can also sometimes look like as if the director wanted that improvisation to happen.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to know. That like, is the free will actually the free will, or God actually wants us to behave like that?
No, yeah, I understood your question. So the improvisation that the actor can do on the stage in the drama, which was not part of the original script, that improvisation should also be in line with the ultimate purpose of the drama. If that improvisation is something tangential, it is going away from the actual purpose of the drama, then there is a problem. So uh, now your question is, the improvisation also is predetermined. That is also plan of the Lord, you're saying, right? So I'll give you an example. So the question boils down to, do we at all have free will in our lives or not? That's the question. I'll give you an example. Suppose you're playing a game of cricket. In the game of cricket, there are many things which are prefixed. Suppose it's a T20 match. The number of overs is fixed. Number of balls per over is fixed. The number of ways a person gets out is fixed. There are so many things which are fixed. So can we say that the entire match is fixed? No. Every moment, the the way the bowler is going to bowl, and the way the batsman is going to face the ball, that is that moment's action. Within that framework of 20 overs, 6 overs per ball, and in spite of so many things being fixed, each ball, how the batsman is going to play, that is not fixed. That he has to act. So our life is a combination of destiny and our free will. Certain things in our life, milestones, are predestined based on our past karma. But every moment I have a free will to choose what I can do, what I should not do. So we are judged. Our consequences unfold in our life based on how we use our free will. Okay. So it's a combination of both. So there are some philosophies. People say everything is fixed in our life. I don't have any free will. And then there are some people, philosophers, who say no, nothing is destined. Everything is in your hands. But Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita, no, both these are extreme theories. Both are wrong. Reality exists as a combination of both. So our life is a combination of certain things which are predestined, certain things which we can act using our free will. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji,
Yeah. So it is.
so is it like,
I don't
मतलब
hmm.
जो भाग्य लिखा है वो बदला भी जा सकता है if
हाँ,
you act.
बिल्कुल बदला जा सकता है. So yes, कर्माणि निर्दहति किंतु च भक्ति भाजाम गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम भजाम. The Brahma Samhita says that when a devotee engages in devotional service, bhakti towards the Lord, towards Krishna, his past karma can be changed by the Lord if he desires. Only the Lord can change your past karma, and he can do it. So bhakti is why it is so powerful. In no other yoga, in no other processes, whether it is karma, jnana, yoga, or any other process, you cannot change your past karma. Only bhakti can change your past karma. So that is possible through the if Krishna wishes.
Understood.
Okay. So I would recommend to you, Ritvik, I would recommend you to read this book called as Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers by Swami Prabhupada. And there are many such interesting questions which Srila Prabhupada answers in that book. It's a very interesting book. Please do try to read that.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you for satisfying my curiosity.
Thank you. You're welcome. So I think we can close the session. It's already late. Thank you very much. So we have last 4 days remaining in the auspicious Kartik month. 5 days. Sorry, 4 days. Today is November 1st. So 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 more days. So the next 4 days, try to um, chant more. It said that last 5 days of Kartik month, Bhishma Deva, who was lying on the bed of arrows in the battle of Kurukshetra, he intensified his bhakti. He observed fasting for these 5 days, last 5 days of Kartik month. It's called Bhishma Panchak, 5 days. And so we can also try to intensify, do more chanting. And please come to temple tomorrow. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, Kartik Ekadashi, very special. We have 108 rounds chanting Japa marathon happening tomorrow. You can join us morning 5:30 till evening about 7:30. It will go on. So please do come and chant. It is very auspicious to chant more during this Kartik month, especially on Ekadashi day. And try to read more Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So it's a nice thing to do for spiritual advancement. Thank you very much. Shri Kartik Deepotsav Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki jai. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.